Shabbos, good job. By the way, did you know that we have guests here tonight?
I sure did.
You did?
I did.
I understand that you know these people well. I know that one. So, we're going to ask Cantor Judy Fox to come up.
My mother.
And Cantors Judy and Shira Fox are going to do Shabbos.
So we usually sing a niggun, right? Yes? You can patch the kitzalach. And here's what's going to happen. I need you to practice the words with me a little bit. So first, everybody say Shabbos. You can keep clapping. Oy, 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 oy.
Oy, 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 oy.
One more time. Shabbos. Oy, 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 oy. Shabbos, Shabbos. Oy, 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 oy. Shabbos, Shabbos. Oy, 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 oy. Shabbos, 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 Shabbos. Oy, yes. Shabbos, Shabbos. Oy, 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 oy. Shabbos, Shabbos. Oy, 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 oy. Shabbos, 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 oy, yes. It's in Shabbos, it's in Shabbos. So sein euch alle Lieben, it's in Shabbos, it's in Shabbos. Men soll das Frieden frieden, it's in Shabbos, in Shabbos. So sein euch alle Lieben, Shabbos, 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 heute. Shabbos, Shabbos, oy, 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 Shabbos, Shabbos, oy, 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 Shabbos, 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 oh yes. Shabbos, Shabbos. Can't follow it. I'm sure you can do something.
So, I don't know how long ago it was, but Richard Ellman said, one of these Shabbos, Rabbi, I want to sing Oifen Pipperchick. And so he thought I forgot. Right? Where's Richard? Thought I forgot. And I said, we'll do it. Because I always had this in my mind, that we would do just Yiddish on Shabbos. So here's Richard Ellman with Oifen Pipperchick.
All right.
Pipperchick.
Zogtje noch einmal und Tage noch einmal kommen's alle vor. Zogtje noch einmal und Tage noch einmal kommen's alle vor. Oifen Pipperchick. This is a song that my Bobby taught me when I was a very little boy. Oifen Pipperchick, some say it one way or another. Actually, the meaning is on the cooking stove. A lot of Yiddish words you can't really translate into English, but Oifen Pipperchick means on the Yiddish stove. It's a song written about in the turn of the century. And it's about a rabbi who teaches his young children the ABCs, Aleph Beit. By the end of the 19th century, it's become one of the most popular songs of Jews and of Central and Eastern Europe. As such, it's a major musical memory of pre-Holocaust Europe. The song is still sung in Jewish kindergartens. I'm going to recite the words in English first, and then I'll sing the Yiddish version. On the hearth a fire burns, and in the house it is warm. And the rabbi is teaching little children the alphabet. See, children, remember, children, dear ones, what you learn here. Repeat and repeat yet again, Kometz Aleph O. Learn, children, with great enthusiasm, learn. Oifen Pripitschek brennt der Feier und ich gebe es heiß. Und wir haben levend kleine Kinderlach, der Herr Aleph Beis. Und wir haben levend kleine Kinderlach, der Herr Aleph Beis. Solche Kinderlach, ihr nehmt ihr Teile, was ihr lernt doch. Solche noch einmal, und Tagen noch einmal, kommt alle vor. Solche noch einmal, und Tagen noch einmal, kommt alle vor.
So,
One more time.
I'm really, this is kind of, Karen Shearer did a whole good outline of what the service is going to be.
You're my boss, though.
No, you're mine. We're both yours. James, where's James? Okay, give me a da-da-da-da. Come on, everybody. I met Cantor Fox about 25 years ago, when I was a much younger man. He has not changed. He looks the same. He sounds the same. The only thing that has changed about Cantor Fox in the last 25 years, I have to tell you, Cantor Herschel Fox, is that his spirit has grown. He's become larger and larger than life, in my experience, because of the deep, deep love that he has for all people. Here is a man that to me epitomizes everything great about the world and about our tradition and our heritage. Plus, can he do Yiddish? Cantor Herschel Fox.
3 men, all newlyweds, were discussing the control they had over their wives. The first man had married an Italian girl. He told his wife to have dinner ready and clean the house. The first day he saw no improvement, but on the second day, dinner was prepared and the house was spotless. The second man had married a Mormon girl. He told her to have dinner ready, the house cleaned, and the laundry done. The first 2 days he could see no improvement, but on the third day the house was spotless, dinner was ready, and the laundry was done. The third man had married a Jewish girl. He told her, he boasted, to have dinner ready, the house cleaned, the laundry done, and the grass mowed.
Some chance.
The first 3 days, he saw no improvement. But on the third day, he could see a little out of his left eye. He could see enough to make himself a peanut butter sandwich, clean the house, do the laundry, and hire a landscaper. The Yiddish language, which Nancy and I grew up speaking with our parents who were Holocaust survivors, reflects the rich, Jack Friedrich speaks, child of survivors. Yiddish reflects the rich culture of nearly 1,000 years lived by the Jews of Poland, Russia, the Ukraine, and other countries. This language almost ended with the arrival of the Nazis in Europe in September of '39, when my parents were lucky enough to escape 2 days later after the Nazis came that first Friday in September to Russia. A large number of words such as Megillah, Ganef, Nudnik, Shtik, Vablonjit. You know what Vablonjit means? It means lost, right? Vablonjit is a Jewish butcher anywhere in Arkansas. You get what I mean? And when I worked with Molly Pickon and she tried to explain Yiddish, I'm going off script because, thank God, I have an hour and 45 minutes left. I heard Rabbi Borowitz's short introduction, so I have a lot of time. Molly, when I traveled with Molly Pickon in the last years, there was a gentleman here, this nice man. I'm sorry, I'm pointing at you. Remind me your name. Your name is? You, yes. David, correct. You got it right. David. So David said to me, he doesn't speak Yiddish, so I'm going to teach you 3 words. For example, in English, you say tall, taller. See how few people speak English? But in Yiddish, it's Geschmack, tasty. In Yiddish, you say hoich, hecher, in a langer loch. A tall noodle, right? A long noodle. In English, you say ugly, uglier. No, let's do the, ugly, uglier, ugliest. But in Yiddish, you say mies, a mieskeit, really ugly. In a schöneren lebt man in Treld. Better looking people have been buried. That's it. Yiddish is so colorful. Let's say in English you say rich, richer, riches. You're catching on. This is a bright crowd. But in Yiddish you say reich, rich, ungestoppt, loaded, in of meal gesucht. I should have what Jack Friedrich has in the paper. So that's the color of Yiddish. Because we have a very limited amount of time, I have to go almost to the end of my talk. And
as long as you want.
thank you so much. And I'll only give you one part, little touch. I had the honor of working twice with Isaac Bashem, a singer. When we have a longer evening, Judy and I'll tell you some of those things. But he used to say like this, I'll do his accent, the same way my father talked. English is a very poor language. In English, if you want to say poor, it's poor. That's it, poor. In Yiddish. Oy, sin heb ik harachmonis of him, I have a pity. Er is a kaps in 18 Polis. He he is poor in 18 pockets. You know, things like that. He says, oh, yes, he's a big problem. You get it? And 31 expressions for poor. So, why am I telling you this? Because Jews have the most wonderful literature and the most wonderful way of looking at life. Now, there's one of two stories that I can tell before I begin my first song. Like every Jewish speaker, I want to say, before I do my speech, I want to say a few words. You know how many sermons I've heard from Troyes and Feinstein in my life? Thousands! And I'm still in relatively good mental health. So this is slightly off color, and this is a little less off color. Which one would you like to hear? Okay, so I'm going to tell you this story. I don't usually tell this story in a shul, but this is an unusual shul. Very unusual, You know, the rabbi talks about the shopping list he's going to do with his wife in Rome, you know. After 20 years of marriage, a couple was lying in bed one evening. You know, so far it's not that. When the wife felt her husband begin to fondle her in ways he hadn't done in quite some time. It almost tickled as his fingers started at her neck and began moving down past the small of her back. So far it's okay. He then caressed her shoulders and neck, slowly working his hand, this is a problem, over her rib cage, stopping just over her stomach. We're okay. He proceeded to place his hand on her left arm, caressed past the side of her rib cage again, working down her side, passed gently over her backside. I corrected that. Then he proceeded up her, stopping just at the uppermost portion of her leg. He continued the same manner on her right side, then suddenly stopped, rolled over, and started to watch television. As she had become quite aroused by this touching, she asked in a loving voice, "That was wonderful. Why did you stop?" And he said, "Because I found the remote." If I had more time, I would do more. But the Jewish people, I'm going to do it in this way. I'll do more jokes later if there's time. We'll see how long my wife takes. Okay, so there was one of the wonderful things about Jewish people is that they made fun of everybody. They joked about everybody. This is for a serious moment. A gentleman in our shul used to come to our shul, Rasheen, who was in Auschwitz, in the worst of the camps. He said that the prisoners would joke, "Who do you think is the best looking of the guards?" You follow? They even joke in moments like that. So why am I telling you this? I don't remember, but I remember why. Because they joked about everybody, they made fun about everybody, and they laughed at themselves and everybody, even rabbis. This is the story of a rabbi. I don't want to put him down, it's not, God forbid, Rabbi Borowitz, but this rabbi, he would like to take a few drinks from the Yiddish cup on Friday. The rest of the week he was sober, but on Friday he took a few. And James and the guys I didn't rehearse with, you guys know this song. It's an E minor, I'll tell you this story. He became happy. Is geworden der Freier, Hat Reis getan, das Kittel, took off his robe. When hat getan, das Kittel, and he put on his hat. And he sent for the fiddlers. Geschickt noch die Fiedler, das Welt. The Fiedler, more happy by the end of Shabbos. And he took another drink, and he got more happy, and he sent for the drug. When als de Rebbe is gewonnen noch mehr vrijelijk, even happier, is gewonnen noch mehr vrijelijk. It's the end of Shabbos. Hat aufgemacht, he said Avdollah, mit dem Rebbe Naftolet. Why do you think it was Rebbe Naftolet? To rhyme with Av? Ungeschickt noch die Peitler. The Bible, the Bible, oh Bible, the Bible, Bible, the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, oh Bible, the Bible. Now he got extremely happy, and he didn't quite know where he was. And the writer says, "As the Rabbi Elimelech is gewonnen." Noch mehr Großstadtfreiler ist gewonnen, noch mehr Freiler, Elimelech. Hat always getan the Tefillin. It was already Sunday morning, took out his Tefillin. Und hat getan die Brillen, his phylacteries. But it doesn't mean what it sounds like. Und geschickt noch die Zimmernsfrei. Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, am Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, am Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, am Zimmer mit dem Zimmer. You did it so good, let's do it again. Am Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, am Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, Peinel mit dem Zimmer, am Zimmer mit dem Zimmer, am Peinel mit dem Zimmer. And at the end of the song, feel dick, yes, him right. Ladies and gentlemen, Judy Fox.
I'm suffering with him 35 years. He would say, I'm suffering 35 years, 34 years actually, because the first year was good. Yiddish is such a geschmack language. You don't have to know sometimes the translation of Yiddish. You just get the feeling of what it is. So if you know any of these beautiful standard songs that touch the heart, join me. In dem Beis Hamikdash, in der Winkelcheder, sitzt die Almane Bastian allein. Ich bin Jochid Liedleweg, sie singen und singt uns zum Schlafen a Liederchen. Unter jedem Spiegel steht ein glorreich Siegel. Das Siegel ist gefallen. Das wird sein dein Beruf. Everyone. Rosenkiss mit Mandeln. Schlaf Jedele, schlaf Jedele, schlaf Everyone now, Allah Chassid. Shlofen Allah Chassid. When the rabbi talks, the Jews sleep. Shlofen Allah Chassid. Not you. Wait. Shlofen Allah Chassid. Alright, are you ready? Are we doing Tumbalalaika? Ready? Tumbalalaika is one of the standards of Jewish music. Sing la 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 if you don't know it. Elbow your neighbor, he'll sing louder, alright? Sit up straight, take a big breath. Tumbala, tumbala, tumbalalaika, tumbala, tumbala. Shirley Lowe, you're the best. Tumbalalaika, tumbala. Take my jaw away, like the flavor so sad. Good. Here's the story. Steht auf der Klippe, steht und tracht und tracht, eine ganze Nacht. Wenn es zu nehmen, und ich war sterben, zu nehmen, und ich war, here we go, tumbala, 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 like the people are back, tumbala, good, like, tumbala, like, a steel, like, tumbala, one more time, tumbala, like, yeah, tumbala, 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 alachaya, tumbala, 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 like, tumbala, like, a steel, like, tumbala, like, Leila,
Thank you, Mark. Always telling me what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the most wonderful thing that happened in our life for Judy and myself is two wonderful girls, expensive but wonderful girls, and one of them is here performing tonight. And I never tried to push her. Well, I did when she was 18, 19. It cost me $1,100 to take her to New York to audition for the Cantora School. And 10 minutes before the audition, she decided she didn't want to do this. So we went home. And then 6 years later, she liked it. And she started doing it. And she sings so beautifully in many languages. But before I introduce her, I left out that joke. And it's such a good story. I just like it so much. And there's no shortage of time. So, a priest in a small town was called away for an emergency on a Sunday morning while he was about to hear confessions. It's a short story. Not wanting to leave the confessional unattended and having no one else to assist him, who did he call but his rabbi friend from across the street and asked him to cover for him. The rabbi told him he wouldn't know what to say or do. The priest told him to come over and he'd stay with him for a little bit to show him what to do. The rabbi came over, the rabbi and priest were in the confessional working out the details. A few minutes later, a woman comes in and says, "Father, forgive me, for I have sinned." The priest asked, "What did you do?" The woman said, "I committed adultery." The priest said, "How many times?" And the woman said 3 times. And the priest said, "Say 2 Hail Marys, put $5 in the donation box, go and sin no more." A few minutes later, a man entered the confessional. He said, "Father, forgive me, for I have sinned." The priest said, "What did you do?" The man said, "I committed adultery." The priest said, "How many times?" The man said 3 times. The priest said, "Say 2 Hail Marys, put $5 in the box, go and sin no more." The rabbi told the priest he thought he had it. A few minutes later, another woman comes in and says, "Father, forgive me, for I have sinned." The rabbi said, "What did you do?" The woman said, "I committed adultery." The rabbi said, "How many times?" And so the woman says, "Once." So the rabbi said, "Go do it 2 more times. We have a special this week. Free for $5. Ladies and gentlemen.
Aren't they wonderful?
daughter Shira Fox.
Okay, I've been thinking about this, okay? And you know me, I'm a very liberal person. Right? So, you see this here? I just want to show you. See all this?
No.
Of course.
No.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
Oh, you turn off that part.
You have all the time you want. Right? Judy and Herschel, all the time you want with your daughter Shira. Let's just do this.
You're so sweet. So we will only do another hour and a quarter. You know, the next one, the next song that my wonderful wife is going to do, since I don't have to rush, I will tell you that one of the most beautiful days of my life, you heard the name, those people who liked Chazonis, the name was Yossel Rosenblatt, like the wonderful cantor. His successor was the wonderful young cantor at that time, Malafsky. Malafsky had a family choir. And I was a cantorial disc jockey, and I got a letter. No, truly, I played two shows a week. I played, and on a Sunday for Coca-Cola, I interviewed great cantors and great Jewish singers like Karl Bach and others on WVD. And I got a letter if I would play Malafsky for his birthday. I called the lady. She put in $200, which you can't take. It's called payola. I wouldn't take it even if it was legal. I returned it to her, and I said, can I come to the birthday, 85th birthday? It was my third date with my, at that time, lady friend, Judy Fox. And she did not know Yiddish. And she did not really grow up with cantorial other than she went to an Orthodox shul, which she didn't attend on Shabbos, but she went. And what happened was when we were there, when Malafsky began to sing, he was 85, 85th birthday, and his daughter Golda sang a number, Ich ben kaheim. I remember the European, and Rabbi Borowitz said, shtetl, the shtetl, where Yiddish and Jewish culture lived among people who were mostly poor. And Judy was in the corner when Golda and old man Malafsky were singing it. I noticed, she was over there, I noticed she got a tear in her eye. And I said to myself, you know what? I think I should marry that girl. Honest to God, that's what happened. And tonight she picked that song to do it. This phenomenal singing. Friday night at traditional Shabbos table with the European state. By the way, you sang with the trip in Chicago. If I could afford you, I would book you for my school, but we don't have a lot of them. So the first scene is the Friday night in the home, eating wine, gefilte fish, drinking wine, and the father singing Zmiris, songs of Shabbos. Shabbos morning, my father says, the composer, the cantor, my grandfather, the cantor, would sing from Musaf. And on Shabbos by Nacht, the ushering out of Shabbos, my mother would sing Daven from the Tzenerena, the Yiddish prayer book that religious European women said on Shabbos night they prayed for, and it said, may everything bad go from our house. May everything good come to our house. And when Golda, 6 months later when we came, Golda Malafsky, who made this song famous, when she heard Judy, who now learned it, sing it, she said, I never thought, I don't think I ever said this to any audience or even friends, I never thought I would ever hear anybody sing it better than I sing it. Ladies and gentlemen, Judy Fox, with that introduction, I know she's going to be good.
I'm just bekommen beim Shabbos
Freitag bei Nacht.
Freitag bei Nacht bei meinem Tattenstisch. Jemand hat gegessen, der gefüllte Fisch. In mein Tante pflegt suchen. Oh, wie kann ich nicht? Noch meine kindische Juden. Eins nehmen mein Schabes im Schiel, und mein Seidi der Chasenfleck suchen mit Gefühl. Ay, 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 Bilibor. Wees mir gewoin, ay, 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 mir stolz auf, Schwalim, selber sehr, ay, lay was noch meine kindische Jugend. Schalles sieht es, wenn es fliegt schon in sein finsterlichen Stier. In mein Mama nur fliegt so, also ich trieb, wo ist mir Gott, fin auf Rom, fin Yitzchak und fin Jakob, und ja, sehr lieber Heiliger Schabbos, heute ist und ja, die Woche soll uns geben, zu euch werden gewinnt, zu brauchen und zu lachen. In alles Leid bin in sehr heiß, in alles geht in sehr heiß. Ich denke, noch meine kindische Jugend.
A way of facing adversity, a way of coping with pain, and a way of enjoying life. My parents were survivors. They lived in Lublin. They escaped to Uzbekistan, Tashkent. They moved through Russia and ended up there. And after the war, we lived in Winnipeg, Canada, a cold city with warm Jews. And this became my favorite Yiddish song, and I'll close with that. It said, it wasn't technically a Holocaust song, but the survivors loved singing it because they had nowhere to go after World War II. It was hard to get into the United States, it was hard to get into other countries. Some went to Israel, thank God. And the writer of this song says, tell me where can I go? V'ayim zolachkein. And this is the song I would like to say goodbye with. And thank God the Jewish people lived. And on another occasion, if my daughter, our daughter, Shira, I used to say expensive daughter, but now Matt knows what I mean. But I don't have this problem. So I used to say that, and if she invites us back, we'll sing some more Yiddish songs. But for now, I say goodbye to you with this wonderful song, self-explanatory. Tell me, where can I go? There's no place I can see. Where to go, where to go. Every door is closed for me. To the left, to the right. It's the same in every land. There is nowhere to go, and this you should know. Won't you please understand the original Yiddish lyrics? V'yahin zolachkein welke end van mij wie zu gehen. Es ist verschlossen jede Tür. Tür rechts, Tür links, oder so in jedem Land. Ja, hin juckt men mich, sucht men mir, ich soll gehen. Ja, hin soll ich gehen. In 49, Leo Fuld, who sang this all over the world, wrote an English verse after the creation of the state of Israel. Now I know where to go, where my folks proudly stand. Let me go, let me go to Israel, my precious land. No more left, no more right. Lift my head and see the light. I am proud, can't you see? For at last my people are free. And now I'm wondering,
Wow. How do you say thank you? I have no idea how to thank you, Judy, and you, Herschel, and you, Shira, for just an evening that brought brought tears and joy and pride, and as Peter was saying, the songs that his grandparents sang to him to go to sleep, and the songs of my youth, the songs of my father. And I guess I want to tell you why it's so important to me is because in January 1st, New Year's Day is the 50th yard site for my father's death, and tonight as we get ready to go, this just sends me off with such, I don't even know how to put it, but just such warmth, such a connection. And that's what Shabbos is. And the food you just brought is so beautiful. Shabbat.
I usually don't like to sing duets and trios with my daughter and my wife because they take the good parts for themselves, but I'm used to it, you know. David Cameron made this arrangement when he was a very young man. And so, we want to thank the band. Thank you for telling me 3 times. So we want to thank this wonderful orchestra.
James Fuchs on piano, Glenn on mandolin, and sometimes guitar, and my husband Matt Lilly on saxophone.
Thank you. Would you like to start?
Thank you, Rabbi, for making this evening.
Isn't Rabbi Borowitz special? And his wife Harriet, we thank you so much for inviting us. Very good. Now you do it again all harmonies. I used to take orders from one person, now 2.
He's in charge.
You have to do this one.
Okay, all right. Moshe Yeshiva boy graduates high school and is about to go to college. He was born and lived in Brooklyn his entire life, but he got a full scholarship to the University of Montana. And it's such a generous deal that his parents, who would prefer to keep him in Brooklyn forever, let him go. 6 months go by, they haven't heard from him. They're frantic. They call the dorm. They're told he doesn't live there anymore. They call the registrar, who says he's no longer enrolled. They're about to fly to Montana when a letter comes from Moshe. Dear mother, dear father, sorry I've been so negligent, but I met the most wonderful girl, and we plan to marry. That is why I dropped out of school. Little Feather is a Native American, a princess in her tribe, and her father is the chief. He has made me a member of the tribe. I had to leave school because of all the nonsense they teach about Native Americans, the lack of respect, the distortion of history, but now I understand things better. I have decided to take a Native American name, which the chief helped me decide. My name, I am now Running Deer. I will not answer correspondence addressed to Moshe. A few days later, he gets a reply. Dear Running Deer, your dad and I are pleased that you have finally found a woman to love and that you are happy on the reservation. We regret she's not Jewish, but to celebrate your new love and upcoming marriage, we also have decided to take Native American names. My name, I am now Sitting Shiva. And your father is Chief Big Saurus. Thank you and Shabbat.
So I first have to apologize. It's George Adler. I'm so sorry. I was reading it. I didn't put my glasses on. I'm getting old. Let's rise for the Kiddush on page 61. Tati, come. Come do the Kiddush with us. No, there's nothing in the cup. He's bringing it. Go ahead. You do it.
About E flat is good.
E flat. Let's give it up for Cantors Herschel and Judy Fox. Thank you.